Hey everyone, happy new year, happy 2021. Welcome back to my channel. I have been MIA lately, and this was not exactly the first video that I wanted to make for 2021, but with everything going on, I had to discuss it because it's truly fascinating. You've probably seen some news and some memes about basically what's been going on in the stock market between Wall Street, Robinhood, and Gamestop. And a lot of people don't understand what really just happened and why it happened. So I just wanted to come here and quickly explain what is going on so that you can have a better understanding of what is happening, and also how to possibly protect yourself in these kind of situations. And just, even though what's been happening is quite volatile, it is very interesting and entertaining to say the least. So first, there's a couple of things that needs to be explained so that you can better understand what really has just happened to cause GameStop stocks to increase pretty much from about $4 to about $347 in less than a week. One of the first things you have to understand is options and options tradings and hedge funds when it comes to matters like this. When you read the news about what's been going on with the stock, you see a lot of people mentioning short selling and hedge funds, and you may not understand what a short sell is. What a short sell is, a put option, is a contract to sell a stock at a certain price. And on the flip side of that, you have call options, is a contract to purchase a stock at a certain price. I want to explain the call option first, and on the flip side, you'll see the put option, which is what a short sell pretty much is. So what it is on a high level is gambling on the stock's price, and you're gambling on whether the stock price will go up or go down. When it comes to a call option, you are basically signing an agreement to buy a stock at a certain price. And when it comes to these option trading and how it works and how these contracts works, you have to think of it on a high level as how do you win when everyone is losing? So when you're buying something, when you're a buyer of a stock or just of anything, you want to buy things at a low price, and you win when everyone is buying something at a higher price. Everyone's buying a stock at $50, but you signed a contract to buy the stock at $20, so you win that way. But on the flip side, how you lose is that in this contract, you signed the contract to buy the stock at $20. However, the stock price is now $10. So technically you are losing now because you signed a deal to buy the stock at $20, even though now the stock is at $10 and you could be buying it for cheaper. So when it comes to a call option where you sign a contract to buy a stock at a certain price, you are the winner and everyone's losing where that price goes up, where you're technically buying the stock at a lower price and everyone else has to buy that stock at a higher price. So when it comes to buying an option like that, you want the price to go up because technically you are the winner in that scenario, and that's how you gamble on that. On the flip side, you have the put short sell option, and that's what's been going on right now with the GameStop stock. Basically, it's the flip side of that. It's a contract to sell a stock at a certain price. So the call of the question is, how do you win when everyone is losing? If I'm selling a stock at $50 and all the other sellers have to sell the stock at $20, you're winning because you're taking home more money. On the flip side, how you lose is that if I have a contract to sell that stock at $20, but the price skyrockets to $50, then you lose because you could have been selling that stock at $50, but now you have to sell the stock at $20 because you signed that contract. So in this case, you're the winner when the price goes down because you essentially get to sell the stock at a higher price because of that contract, while all the other sellers have to sell it at a lower price. And this is how hedging works, is that the person you sign that contract with is that you sell it to them at this price, and even if the price goes down, they basically have to eat that cost. On the flip side, the person who bought that contract, the buyer to your sell, they have to eat that cost of basically buying that stock at a more expensive price when they could have bought it for cheaper. So when it comes to short sales, you are the winner when the price goes down. And this leads us to what happened ultimately with GameStop. First, backstory, my friend just randomly texted me and he was like, have you seen the GME stock? And when he first said that, I was like, GME, what company is that? And then when I looked, I was like, GameStop? GameStop is not a company that would be ever on my radar because for the most part, GameStop is not a valued company. They don't have a good business model. They're really on the verge of bankruptcy. I hear their customer service is terrible. Their stock price before everything was around $4 to $7. It was not a company that I would even consider because no one really talked about GameStop. I'm not a gamer, but GameStop just doesn't have a good reputation when it comes to a valuable company. So it was never a stock that I would consider a buying because I would think that stock, because I don't think that company has value, so I don't think that stock has value. So never even on my radar. And so when I saw the stock was like $300, I was like, what is going on? And basically the high level of the story is that hedge fund companies, which basically buy all these short and put call option contracts, they bought a bunch of short options. And hedge fund companies are basically a large corporation that buys and trades all these put, short, or call options on much higher levels. These are the big guys. This is big corporation. So big hedge fund company, what they did with GameStop is they basically were buying a whole bunch of short sell options with this company. And remember, with short sells, you are the winner when the price of the stock goes down. And so they bought a bunch of short positions on this. They benefit because essentially the price of GameStop stock was going down. So this big corporation was going to make money off of these short sell contracts. And that's what they were betting on. And then it comes to the WallStreetBets group. And what this group is basically just random retail investors. It's basically a subgroup of investors in Reddit who just didn't like the idea of this big hedge company basically plotting on the demise of GameStop. Let's just say it as easy as that. And this is a group of about 2 to 3 million investors. And what they did basically to stop this short sell, what this was a short squeeze. And basically what they did was, as investors, they all banded together and just started dumping money and buying and purchasing the GameStop stock. And you know, when it comes to stocks, everything's speculative. And when it comes to supply and demand, when Wall Street was seeing that people were buying the GameStop stock, demand went up, so the price essentially went up, and the price skyrocketed to about $300. And remember, these hedge fund companies were betting on this stock tanking. So for the price to be going up on this stock is bad news for them, and they were losing billions of dollars. These retail investors, the Wall Street bet guys, or people, I don't want to say guys, they purchase these stocks on Robinhood, which is a great platform. I would say before this is a great platform to just buy stocks with minimal fees, and it basically lets your average Joe person, your person who's not that experienced, actually partake in the investment world. Like, you didn't have to be this big corporate person to now invest. It made anyone an investor, which was a beautiful model. And also, it's called Robinhood because the main point of Robinhood was take from the rich and give to the poor. And so if you think about what was happening, these big Wall Street guys were just being bought out and basically bamboozled by these Wall Street bet guys, these average Joe guys. They beat them at their own game. These hedge fund guys were betting that GameStop would go down, and they basically funded the stock to grab it up. And all of this is manipulation. And with that being the point, Robinhood's whole kind of thing was kind of like, that's the whole thing of Robinhood. Take from the rich, give to the poor. And so if you would see it as an idea, hedge fund companies are the rich and the regular Ojos are the poor. The next day, I think this was probably the next day, we had a hell of a week. Robinhood decided to stop investors, anybody, from buying the GameStop stock on their platform, which is problematic. When it comes to trading, it's a free market, and for a platform to just stop you from buying the stock, from buying any stock from you, is problematic because it's technically kind of like impeding on your freedom. From them also allowing you to, from people on Robinhood and everyone else from buying the stock, it basically keeps you from buying the stock, so the stock is not seen as valuable anymore. There's less demand, and so the stock prices are dropping now, and that again helps this big hedge fund companies because that's what they were wanting in the first place. From Robinhood blocking people from buying the stock, it essentially did the opposite of their mission because it does protect the hedge fund companies. They did release a statement saying that, we did it because we want to protect people, because also on the flip side, people would also see that the stock going up and uneducatedly just, I would say, invest in the stock. Now, I wouldn't invest in GameStop because GameStop is not a valuable company. It's all speculative. All this high stock price is just an illusion wall of a crappy company. But what the Wall Street Bets guys did was make it appear valuable when it really is not. Also, with that appearance, people may see that stock price shoot and think, oh, let me invest in it so that I can get on this money train too, when essentially this stock is going to drop just naturally because the company is just not that good. So if people invest in it blindly because they saw the hype, they would have lost their money. And that's what Robinhood was saying that they were trying to protect. Granted, that's a good excuse, but I don't think so, because technically when you are investing in the stock market, you know the risk. If you buy a stock at a high value and it tanks, that was the risk you take on your own, and as an investor, you should be aware of that. I believe it was more of the protection of the hedge fund company. And for Robinhood to do that, it kind of shows where their true loyalties lie, more with the big corporations instead of the individual retailer investor who they made it seem as their mission to uplift when it comes to the stock market game. I was a big believer in Robinhood. They are possibly facing a class action suit because of this, because a lot of investors are unhappy with what Robinhood did. Because Robinhood can make decisions like that, I personally have decided to withdraw my stocks from Robinhood and just find another brokerage. With manipulation like that, I don't feel comfortable with my money and my positions with the company. Now, this is not a video to tell you what to do or how to participate or even to not buy GameStop or buy GameStop. Everything is free will and everything is of your choice. But my recommendation is definitely everything with GameStop and AMC as hype. I wouldn't fully put my bets in on those two companies. But everything's free will, do you want. But the point of this video, the main point of the video was to help you understand what's going on, because you might see these memes and you might see terms that you don't understand, but this is just to give you highlight of what's going on, because this is truly an interesting time in the market and it's fascinating. It's honestly truly fascinating. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I definitely want to be more consistent in 2021 when it comes to putting out content here. So please like the video, subscribe to the channel, because it'll definitely help me when it comes to this YouTube journey, and I will be back for more. Bye.